Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Eruvin, page 53b. Bruria ashkartela utalmida davakaris belchisha. Bruria found this student that was learning silently. Who is Bruria? Let's first explain who is Bruria. Bruria was the wife of Rabbi Meir Balanes. Bruria used to learn every day 300 new halachot. You know what it's 300 new halachot per day? She knew the whole Shulchan Aruch by heart. She was so smart. She used to argue with her husband, Rabbi Meir Balanes. Right? And they used to have arguments always, and she used to prove him, and she used to go even to the students and argue with the students. The Gemara, the truth is not the Gemara, it's really a Rashi. Rashi in the Masechet Avodah Zarah, page 18b. Rashi brings down a story that one time Rabbi Meir Balanes came home, and he was discussing with Bruria and telling her, she's asking, what you learned today? And he was telling her, today we learned the ladies, their mind is very light. And you can turn a lady's head very, very easily. So she told him, it doesn't speak about me, it speaks about maybe other ladies, but me, I'm so strong, no one's going to budge me. No one can ever turn my head. So Rabbi Meir started to bring proofs, and he started to bring her all kinds of thoughts. But she was so sure about herself, she didn't want to listen. What did Rabbi Meir do? Rabbi Meir went the next day, and he took one of his students. He told him, go to my house, knock on the door, and go and tell my wife, hi, how are you? And the next day, I want you to go and say, how are you? Can I come inside? And the next day, tell her, can we take a coffee together? And you go far as you could, and see how far it goes, but you have to stop at the right moment. And this student did exactly what Rabbi Meir told him, and every day he was getting closer and closer to her, till she was ready even to be with him. What happened was she realized she failed, and her husband was right. Unfortunately, she hung herself. She suicided, and she hung herself out of embarrassment. When Rabbi Meir came home and he found her and he understood what happened, he didn't want it to go so far. He had to escape Israel, and he went to Asia. And this is where he lived till the end of his days. And then, just before passing away, Rabbi Meir Balanes asked that she put his body in a coffin. He put a small note, and he told him, let the coffin go on the water, and the coffin will stop exactly where it has to be buried. And this is how it came to Tiberia, exactly where Rabbi Meir Balanes is buried today in Tiberia, next to the big ocean, the big lake over there of Tiberia. This is where Rabbi Meir Balanes is buried. So to tell you, Bruria was not any kind of a woman. She was very strong in her ideas, and she was very learned, right? She was able to fight with Chachamim and prove them wrong sometimes. And this morning, the Gemara is telling us that Bruria found this student learning silently. Bat Shabeh, she gave him a kick. She told him, open your mouth, say out loud, articulate, pronounce, say the learning out loud. Why? Because you should know, you remember only when you say things out loud. How many times it happens to you, you ask yourself, did I say Sha'akol or I didn't say Sha'akol? I said Asher Yatzar or I didn't say Asher Yatzar? Why does it happen? Because you say it silently. If you would say it out loud, for sure, you're going to remember if you said the bracha or if you didn't say it. The problem is we're either embarrassed or we're not accustomed or whatever it is. And Bruria is teaching us, if you want to remember what you learn, say it out loud. How many times we break our heads? Oh, I learned this thing. I remember. Where did I see it? Let me look for it. And what's the biggest joy of a person, says Shlomo HaMelech? When you are able to remember a source of something that you learned, that's the biggest joy you can have. When somebody speaks about something in a subject, a discussion, and you are able to participate, you have enormous joy. So Bruria is teaching us this morning, open your mouth, raise your voice, say it out loud, mishtameret. This is something that you're going to keep. Tana, that the Gemara is teaching us, Tamid echad היה לרבי אליעזר, Rabbi Eliezer, a student, had a one student שהיה שונה בלחש, used to learn quietly. לאחר 3 שנים שכח תלמודו. 3 years later, he forgot everything he learned. So this is something which you can use in the daily life. If you want to remember something, say it out loud, but especially Torah. If you want to remember Torah, right? And if you want it to be in you, and you should remember always, say it out loud. Brachot, say it out loud, right? It's very important also for the children. When you say a bracha out loud, you are bringing Yirat Shamayim, fear of God, into your children. Let me tell you something. There is in the Megillat Esther, it says, Mordechai took Hadassah when she was all young. Hadassah, right, which is Esther, after called Esther by Achashverosh, first she lost her father, and then she lost her mother. She was an orphan from her father and mother. And who took her? Who adopted her? Her uncle, Mordechai. Mordechai took her, and he adopted her. Vayomenet Hadassah. He adapted her. But Chachamim, they look into the Megillah, and they look in the words in Hebrew written there, Vayi omen et Hadassah. He adopted Hadassah. And the word omen normally should have been written Aleph Vav Mem Nun. It's written Aleph Mem Nun. Why is it written this way? Because Mordechai was teaching Hadassah when she was very young. Answer amen to my brachot. And every time he wanted to say Bore Pri Ha'etz, he wanted to say Sha'akol Nהיה B'dvaro, he wanted to say La'aniach Tefilim, he wanted Litate B'tzitzit, he would always call Hadassah to his side. He says, Hadassah, I'm about to say a bracha. Answer amen. This little Hadassah, 6 years old, grew to be Esther, the queen, taken by Achashverosh, and she's the one saving the Jews. If she wouldn't have this fear of God that Mordechai gave her, she could have easily say, oh, you know what, the decree of Haman doesn't concern me because I'm the wife of Achashverosh. Okay, I'm sorry about my brothers, my sisters, my Jews, and I'm really, I cannot take but you know, what can I do? No, she went and she risked her life, and she went and she saved the Jews. Why? Vayi omen et Hadassah. Thanks to the amen, she used to answer. So Rabotai, let's try to make our prayers out loud. Let's try to make a brachot out loud, and let's make our children listen and answer amen, and this way put Yirat Shamayim to them. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.